Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another CSGO predictions video. It is GOAT CSGO predictions. I hope you guys are doing well. You guys are taking care of yourselves and you guys are ready for some more CSGO predictions. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys subscribe as always. And also guys, I've been noticing some people are coming and leaving some dislikes on my video. I'm not really sure why. I'd prefer if you comment why you're leaving a dislike, especially like I'm a little bit hurt because just a few days ago I went 8 wins out of 8 wins and I was on this big streak, and just because I lose one day a couple matches, like you guys are all turning on me. Like I'm not really understanding what that's about. So instead of disliking, how about you comment why you're upset? So anyways, let's get right into this video. Enough with the chitter chatter. We got some of the best predictions around. If you don't want to stick around, that's your loss. If you want to make some money, come join along. North versus Heroic. Now this matchup is going to be fairly interesting. We have two teams from the Danish region that have been playing some pretty similar CSGO. Although I haven't been that impressed with North. Like the recent performance hasn't been super great. Like yeah, they beat G2, but G2 has been looking like one of the worst teams around lately. And they also got absolutely railed by Astralis. So I'm not really liking North's performance, and Heroic also, like they had a really close series with Astralis, as we can see here, like very close, probably should have even won that. And same with the series versus G2, they should have won this. On the last map, Heroic like messed up the defuse, and that ended up costing them the game. So Heroic really should have won that game too. So looking at this series, I actually favor Heroic here. And yeah, I actually favor Heroic to win. And previously they played and Heroic also beat them quite convincingly 16-6. Although this is a different lineup too from North, I still like Heroic to win this one. Astralis versus G2. The one thing I want to focus on in this matchup is Astralis playing with Yugi. Now, Magisk is the new IGL, so really everything should be pretty similar. Like Zonic is still coaching, the system is still the same, and the one thing you guys want to remember is that Device, Dupree, Zipix, Magisk, and Glaive had all been playing together for many years. Their system is probably ingrained in their heads, so I doubt that changing the IGL will have a severe difference like on any sort of performance. Maybe on a few maps, but in particularly, especially in this matchup, I'm going to stick with Astralis to win here. Astralis hasn't really looked like they've taken a step down since releasing, or not releasing, but since Yugi stepped in. So I actually really like Astralis just to flat out win this game. G2 has never shown good results against Astralis. They have yet to beat them in a best of 3. And honestly, I'm just going to take Astralis home here. G2, in the form that they're playing in, there's no way they beat Astralis, even with Yugi playing, so I'm just going to stick with Astralis. Liquid versus Furia. Now, this matchup should be quite interesting because, as we know, Liquid have really fallen off the face of the earth. They lost to Chaos of all teams. Nothing can make me as mad as this game, because really Liquid had it, and if you're losing to a team like Chaos that's not even in the top 50 with no-name players like Zeppa, I'm sorry, like you should not be losing to a team like that. It doesn't matter who's on the team, it doesn't matter. You guys are Team Liquid, you were the number 1 team in the world. I can never trust Liquid anymore after that loss. So I'm just going to be heavily taking Furia here, especially with these odds on Furia. I love these odds on Furia, and I'm going to take them to the bank. Give me Furia. Fuck Liquid. Liquid just has looked terrible. And Furia have actually looked really solid lately, too. Like, they've been 2-0ing everyone. Yeah, they lost to Gen G, but that was a close matchup, too. I'll take Furia. I have full faith that they're going to beat Liquid. Endpoint versus Nordavind. Now, this matchup is going to be a little bit interesting, too. I have 2 matchups that I'll be predicting right now in the Rising Stars League. So Hafu versus Alternate Attacks and Endpoint versus Nordavind. So Endpoint versus Nordavind, I'll start here. These two teams are pretty similar. Like they are around the same skill level, same sort of play as well. But in this sort of format and the way that it's been going online, I'm actually going to be favoring Endpoint. The reason being is that Nordavind, yes, they have looked pretty decent too, but they've been struggling to close out a lot of these best of ones, like against Ago and Havu and Giants. And although Endpoint haven't like had that same struggle, and when they were playing their best of ones, Endpoint looked really solid and they seem to be winning all of them as well. So I am, particularly in this stage of time, I'm really convinced in Endpoint's form, and I'm going to be taking Endpoint to win this matchup. Havu versus Alternate Attacks. This is another one of those matchups that should be quite a little bit random, but not super. Like, it should be quite by the book. And when I say that, I mean that Havu are a team that finds success in the best of 3 format. The reason is just because their map pool is super solid. And if we look here in this matchup versus Alternate Attacks, Havu is going to have a really strong advantage. Alternate Attacks do not get to play their one of their best maps in Inferno, and if they do go to Vertigo, which they are pretty good on, Havu can play that as well. And on the rest of the maps, Havu have a pretty strong advantage on. So it is going to be really hard for Alternate Attacks to crack a best of 3 against Havu. I'm just going to take the safe pick and just take Havu to win this one. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like, make sure you guys subscribe, and I will see you guys in another video. Peace out.